views and opinions expressed on The Rachel Roberts Show are those of the host, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of the station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. This show is for entertainment purposes only.
Alrighty then.
And now it's time for The Rachel Roberts Show on AM 1340 KHUB.
Good morning. Welcome to the legendary KHUB 1340 AM. You're live with Rachel Roberts and Motive Skate and Apparel.
Skate shop and apparel.
Joe's like, why are you messing this up? We just went through this. Joe Hamilton and Matt Rief, right?
Yep.
So you guys have got to be excited about the weather.
Absolutely. Yeah, being outside again is great.
Yeah. How long have you been in business?
It's been a year and a half. We opened up on, was it July 24th of 2010, 11?
11.
Yeah, 2011. Yep.
So really not that long. You opened up on 3rd Street then.
3rd and D, yes.
3rd and D.
Yeah, and we outgrew the location in about a year. We just moved last August, at the end of August, so we're pretty excited about that.
So people go get, you're right by Zesto's. People go get ice cream and then come into your shop?
Yep, we see that all the time because Zesto doesn't have any indoor seating or anything, so it works out well where people just want to come inside and get out of the wind, or it'll be the summer months and it'll be get out of the heat, so it works out really well. Yeah.
You're not going to put a sign up that says no food or beverage.
As long as they browse and fall in love with a pair of shoes, that's perfect.
I tell you, we had my husband in, and he fell in love with a pair of purple shoes because those are his school colors are purple. So he has all these purple jackets and purple stuff, and he's like, I need those purple shoes.
Oh, yeah. We have purple shoes and black shoes and white shoes and red shoes and blue shoes. Got blue suede shoes, so if you're an Elvis fan, we have blue suede shoes.
And if anyone would like to bring some Zesto over to us, I mean, that would even help us, bring more customers, maybe talk about price a little bit.
We take tips in the form of Zesto.
And what is your favorite Zesto? This is going to turn into a Zesto commercial, guys. Come on now. What is your favorite Zesto?
Chili dogs, for sure.
Zesto burger.
You know what? We used to come home from Wyoming, and my aunt would be like, let's go get a Zesto burger. Like, what would be a Zesto burger? I found out what that was.
It's good.
Chili dogs, the footlongs, and the Zesto burgers. That's what I remember about childhood.
Yep, those are the best.
Great memories.
Well, the ice creams are really great, too.
They are. They make a really mean raspberry malt. I just love it. My husband's always like, make me a pineapple malt and then put it upside down. If it doesn't run, that's exactly the way I want it. So the girls that are always working, like 16 years old, going, really? You want me to do that? Yes, I want you to do that. And they do happily do that. So thank you for coming on my show this morning. I'm so excited.
Oh, we're excited too.
No problem.
Had to wait for the 29th of March to get Joe in because he is a teacher at Claremore.
That's correct. Yes, they're a great teacher.
Yes, my son's 3rd grade teacher, to be exact, my last year, and he just adored you. You do a great job.
Oh, thanks.
Matt, what do you do on the site?
I work for Conagra Foods. That's my full-time job. I create online learning modules for them for internal training. So I have a computer animation degree, but I'm also a web designer, and I do all sorts of different programming, whether it's Flash interactivity. I create animations. I edit video, edit audio. So just all sorts of media that ends up online.
Really? And that came in handy when you guys wanted to do a DVD, right?
Yes, correct. It actually worked out really fun as soon as we started working towards opening up the shop. All the web design and everything is just kind of more. It's what I do for a full-time job, but actually doing everything on the back end, creating T-shirts, creating the website, creating business cards. It was just so fun for me because the shop was pretty much, just my little hobby, like my little fun toy that I could just mold everything exactly how I wanted to.
I think that's what makes a successful business, though, is that it's fun and it's something that you love to do. And you guys can tell. When I walk into your shop, you love being there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Have you been excited about the population here as far as coming in and doing well? The clientele, I guess I should say.
The growth has been incredible, and not just from the skateboard community alone. We're looking for everyone to come in, anyone who wants to check out a new style of clothing, a comfortable shoe, or, even anyone who wants to try skateboarding for the first time. Don't feel intimidated, don't feel scared. It's really welcoming to anyone who wants to visit our shop.
Yeah, and the name too, having it be Motive Skate Shop and apparel. The and apparel part is just kind of directed more towards the general public because we carry brands like Etnies and DC Shoes, where a lot of the general public, whether you're into wakeboarding or snowboarding or really just anything in general, if you just want comfortable shoes that have memory foam and all sorts of technology where it's 3 layers of soles to protect your feet, we definitely have a lot for the general public as well.
I didn't understand the flat shoe skateboarding until I got a pair for my son, and I got him a skateboard for his birthday, his 9th birthday. And he stood up on the skateboard, and he was like, "This is awesome. I don't know what the flat shoe does." He couldn't describe it, but it seems like it adheres to the board better.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to explain the 2 types of shoes?
Just with, yeah, skateboarding shoes are usually more vulcanized. Just means that you just have better feel. Like your feet don't get hurt, but you can feel the board better. You can, because if you're standing, if you're trying tricks, if you're jumping across something on a skateboard, you want to know what's under your feet. I mean, for obvious reasons.
And then there's also a cup sole shoe, which is kind of more of the new generation of shoes where it just fits around your foot more. And if you are jumping down things like stairs or gaps or anything, the cup sole usually has a little more padding, so it takes away some of the impact. So even if you're just walking around, I mean, these shoes are made for jumping down stairs. So if you're not a skateboarder, if you're not jumping downstairs, there's so much protection in the shoe that, I mean, obviously your feet are just going to feel amazing.
Really? I guess I thought they were flat, so they would be flat.
Yeah.
Kind of like Tom's, just kind of flat.
Yeah, there's 2 different types. There's the vulcanized and the cup sole, and we sell both.
Nice. Well, when we come back, kind of talk about the history, what you guys did to get to where you're at. Like, why a skate shop? I mean, you're both looking at me like, obvious reasons, we skate. But if you have any questions. Welcome back to Live with Rachel Roberts in the legendary KHUB. We're in the studio today with Motive Skate Shop and Apparel, Matt Rief and Joe Hamilton. So, okay, where did the passion start for skating?
I think when I first discovered it, I just like the fact that, the freedom of it. You get to do it wherever you want, and you get to set your own schedule. You don't have to practice from a certain time to a certain time, and it's all just, it's you. You decide how you want to skate. You decide where you want to skate, what tricks you want to learn. There's no set of rules. It's fun. It's accessible anywhere, and it's your own schedule. I just love the complete freedom of it.
So when did you start skateboarding?
I was probably end of 7th grade, 8th grade-ish, the middle school range, 13, 14 years old.
Did you ever do the stairs on the church, Joe? The church on Broad?
Plead the 5th there.
I just want you to know they put metal strips in because people skateboard down those stairs. But I just think of middle school and I think of people skateboarding down the stairs of the Methodist church. But when did you get into it, Matt?
I moved to Fremont the summer before 8th grade, and so the summer before my freshman year in '99, that's when I started skateboarding. And I kind of went from playing every sport. I played basketball, football, wrestled, ran track, played baseball, and I just kind of needed something to kind of fill the void. And the sport that I started doing from about 3 or 4 years old was wrestling. And then when I found out about skateboarding and started messing around with it, it was very similar to wrestling because like wrestling, it's your own thing. You kind of coach yourself, and it's just kind of more of an independent activity. And then I found that skateboarding was very similar to it. So I just started hanging out with some of the people that did it, and then I just bought a skateboard, got my first skateboard for Christmas of '99, and then ever since then it's been nonstop.
Okay, so my 4th grader who just got a skateboard has time to learn and become good at it.
You have time to learn at any age. I mean, young or old, it's probably easier when you're young.
No, really.
You can still learn.
No,
come on down.
No.
We'll get you taken care of.
I get on that thing and I'm just shaking, and then all of a sudden it starts moving. I'm like, and I jump off.
It takes a while to get the balance figured out, but it's definitely an art. It's a lot of fun, just a feeling of landing a new trick, or even honestly just late at night just cruising down the road. 'Cause there's different kinds of skateboards. There's ones for tricks, one's just more for transportation, like the longboards and the cruiser, where they have bigger wheels and they're just made kind of traveling across town. And skateboarding honestly is huge in Fremont, just because Fremont is, to be honest, it's a flat plane. And so a skateboard can get you all the way from the radio station all the way to Walmart in little or no time. And it's not really that much effort when you're keeping up your speed with the cruiser boards. And so the fact that there's no hills to go over or anything, it's definitely very popular in Fremont.
Gotcha. Thinking about driving a skateboard all the way out to Walmart, it sounds very
Done it.
daunting. That's not for me. I have a scooter. Does that count?
Sure.
Scooter works, yeah.
Okay, Joe, you're from Fremont then?
I am Fremont, yes.
Yes. So your families all both live here.
Yes.
And
Correct.
you're born and raised. What's your favorite memory of Fremont?
I don't think there's one in particular. It's just I just love the small town feel. Close enough to big towns if you want to go to a concert, something that small towns don't have. It's accessible, but you still get the cheaper living of the small towns. Community that it's easy to travel around the whole city. Friendly people here, so I just like the community.
Did you leave to get your teaching degree and come back?
No, I actually lived here, and then I traveled to Omaha every day, went to UNO, and then when I got my master's degree, it was from Wayne, and the program came to Fremont.
Isn't that nice?
It made it so easy on me.
I know, so easy. And did you leave for college then?
Yeah, I did. I actually moved to Omaha for 2 years, and so I lived in West Point before, and then I moved to Fremont, and then I moved to Omaha, and Omaha was just too much for me. I just kind of missed Fremont, so then I moved back to Fremont 2 years later after I'd graduated from college, and then I got a job, and then just kind of moved back. But I would like to point out that my favorite memory of Fremont was when I met my wife, Melissa, formerly Melissa Brandenburg. That was a great moment my junior year, so just to throw that in there.
Your junior year of high school or college?
High school.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So how'd you meet her?
We actually we just stood in front of our lockers with a group of friends, and it was kind of a silly story. Someone just asked, like, first candy bar that pops in your brain, just kind of say it, and both of us said Snickers at the exact same time, and then we just kind of looked at each other and we're like, what? That's crazy. And then I don't know, and then we just started hanging out, and then we started dating, and now it's years later, about 10 years later, 11 years later, and now we're married.
Destiny. It was
Destiny. Yep.
All because of the Snickers bar.
All because of those darn Snicker bars kept us together this whole time.
There you go. Snickers has its way of working it into your life, I suppose. So, have you been friends for a long time?
Yeah. I mean,
probably since about, I'm guessing when I was in 10th or 11th grade, so
Yeah.
high school.
yeah, we kind of knew each other, I guess, it would have been my freshman year, but I was kind of hanging out and skating with a group of different friends, and then just kind of through high school, we just kind of realized that we had more in common than the other people that I'd usually go out and skateboard with, so we just started hanging out more, and then we just kind of got to know each other more through the Skate Fremont Foundation with Scott Schaller to try to raise money to get a skate park here, and we've been friends ever since.
So, you're in business together. Does that old don't go into business with your friends thing? Let's see if there's any controversy between
Do you see a bunch of tension here? I mean,
I did. I felt a bunch of tension when I asked you guys to hug in front of the KHUB sign, and you didn't. I was wondering what's up with that. You guys.
I said I would.
We were willing. We were just questioning how necessary it was.
It's pretty necessary.
Oh, okay.
Because I read into that.
Yeah, that's true.
If you need the picture before you leave, I mean, we can take a second take here.
Yeah, it actually works out great because I mean, we've known each other for so long, and if anything's frustrating me or frustrating Joe, I mean, at least we know each other to the point where we don't have to worry about I don't want to hurt his feelings. I don't want to offend anybody. I mean, we can just be straight cutthroat with each other, just to kind of lay down the law and say, all right, this is something that doesn't seem to be working for me, and vice versa. It works out pretty well.
Joe, do you get your feelings hurt?
Not by Matt, no.
I've known you for a couple of years. I guess I never. You're just a very easygoing guy, and
You'd have to do a lot to hurt my feelings.
I was
yeah.
wondering. You deal with third graders all day.
That's true, and they will try here and there to hurt your feelings.
No, especially the girls, right?
I
don't know.
All of them. All of them.
He's an equal opportunity third grade teacher.
So what you made the decision to move up by Zesto's for the space?
And location too. I mean, the two busiest streets, very reasonably priced, and everything just worked out the way we needed it to.
Yeah, 3rd and D Street didn't have a whole lot of foot traffic, honestly. We're right down the street from Corner Bar, and late at night we'd have a few people kind of stumbling in, but the majority of Fremont didn't even know we were there. We were there for about a year, and we went through the parade during John C. Fremont days, and there were so many people saying, "Oh, that's awesome! I'm so glad we have a skate shop again in Fremont." It's like, well, we've actually been here for the last year. I mean, we've been trying to kind of get the word out a little bit, but a lot of people didn't really realize we were there, and now that we have the new location, it's only been since August, and we have so much more foot traffic, random people that come to Fremont for doctor's appointments from Wahoo just kind of stop in, like, "Oh, I saw the sign." It's like, awesome, I'm glad you saw the sign, because it cost us a pretty penny to get that baby
Nice
up there, so I'm glad it's paying off.
I got to admit, though, my youngest, when you guys were over on D, told me he'd like to go to your shop, and I had no clue. I mean, we were I think we called you, Joe, and said, where is your shop?
We got that a lot. We're
Having
phone
all the
calls
time.
saying, "We're on 3rd, right by D Street," and then I'd have to step out and say, wave, and over here.
Because I knew the building. It used to be ceramics. I mean, it was an automotive store
Yeah.
and or shop and all sorts of stuff growing up, but it didn't dawn on me that you guys moved in
It
there.
really didn't look or feel like it would be a skate shop or anything like that. And the one-way streets kind of threw off most people just trying to navigate around. So at least now with the sign and the open storefront with the windows, people can see the product. They can kind of see exactly what's in there more. The first location, I mean, it was a great location to start. Being our first started location, it worked out great, but within the year, we completely outgrew it. We had no room to expand. We had no room for storage. So the storefront right by Zesto just ended up being a perfect move for us.
It's a really cool store. You guys did a really good job with that.
Yeah, it was actually left in great condition too. We had to put up more shelving units and things like that, but we honestly transferred everything over in one day. We just closed on a Sunday. Had about 4 or 5 friends just help us with pickups, and just picked up everything, moved it, and we were ready to open up for our first day of business the following Monday. So
Wow.
worked out well.
Did you have to take up the floor? Wasn't that a tile shop and they did the sample tiles on the floor? It
Yeah,
was all colored. And
yeah, and I think the tile is just underneath the carpet. The guy that had the storefront directly before us when it was a thrift store, he actually put down carpet just over top the tile, which works out fine. I mean, we're okay with it. Eventually, I assume with the skateboards and the grease from the wheels and stuff, we're gonna have to replace it because it is kind of a lighter color. But for now, I mean, it's perfect the way it is.
It's a great shop. You guys did a good job. We have to take a quick break. When we return, we'll finish talking with Matt and Joe. Well, no, we won't finish because this is only the bottom of the hour. So, if you have any
25 North Bell Street.
Welcome back to 1340 KHUB. You're live with Rachel Roberts and Motive Skate Shop and Apparel. Joe Hamilton and Matt Rief. Okay, so the skate park. Tell us a little bit about that and how that was developed.
It was, about the time I'm probably around 15, 16 years old. A lot of kids, we were, getting in a lot of disagreements about, we were skating places around town. And obviously, it was upsetting some people, business owners, worried about their land, worried about their customers. And a lot of people believed, in the negative stereotypes of skateboarding, so they just didn't want skateboarding around in general. So there was a realization from a lot of people that we needed a place to go. And I think the first person that had kind of more power to really reach out was Scott Schaller. I mean, other parents have helped before, and there's been a lot of other help. But Scott Schaller and I think it was Patty Vaughn were both on the city council, and they really agreed and said, skateboarding is a great thing. We need this, and they really got the ball rolling. And once Patty kind of got it rolling, Scott kind of took it over, and a few years later we had the skate park.
So you were heavily involved in that, though.
Oh yeah, we helped with the fundraisers. We would meet about once a month, every other week or so. At the community center there, we would just kind of have meetings and just kind of discuss different companies. We had different companies bring example ramps to the meetings, and then we just got to throw it on our skateboards outside and kind of test them, see how they felt. And then from there, it was just a matter of getting everything squared away, what was in our budget. 'Cause we didn't have a huge budget compared to some of the parks in Omaha where they might have hundreds of thousands or $1 million budget. Some of the skate parks that go up in Colorado, we had a pretty small budget. But what we ended up getting was the best that we could with the money that we actually had available, just to try to keep it kind of neutral to where there's the different kinds of skateboarding. That there's the street skateboarding, there's the vert skateboarding like the Tony Hawk with the big ramps. Fremont is kind of more of a street skating town. So we had to try to find a balance between the both of the two, just to hopefully bring in more skateboarders from surrounding cities too. We've had people come and visit from Lincoln, or kids from Columbus come all the time. We have people from West Point that we've known, pretty much all the surrounding areas. Fremont was one of the few areas that had a skate park, so it actually brought some people into Fremont as well.
Did you find that the city opposed it in any way? Besides the city council people that you...
We had some problems with locations at first. Them trying, I think originally they wanted it at that park by Food for Less.
Oh, yeah.
That wouldn't go over well. Yeah. But I think once they got it where it's at, I don't think there was much opposition. No one really cared. And
yeah, some parents now, I hear some parents and kids kind of say where it did end up getting put down there, and yeah, at the all the way down on the south side of town. Some parents I've heard just through the skate shop are just kind of concerned with the area where, I've been going down there since I was about 14 or 15, and Joe was raised in that area about 5 blocks from the skate park, so it's not like it's an absolute horrible area by any means. It's just some parents have kind of voiced their opinion, so I don't know, who knows, maybe eventually we could get a second skate park in Fremont. That might be wishful thinking, but it would be nice, honestly, because it's been 10 years. They're metal ramps, they're starting to warp. The cement that they poured for the skate park, it's really rough now, and if you fall, it honestly scrapes you up pretty good. So it would be nice to kind of have something that's a little safer, maybe a bit of an upgrade eventually. But for now, at least we have a skate park, because a lot of surrounding towns don't have that option, so it's better than nothing.
It is big out there. It's a large area. I was pretty impressed when I went and saw it.
Yeah.
At a baseball game. I think I was at a baseball game. I was like, wow, that's the skate park. It's huge.
Well, yeah, compared to, there was, Takema used to have a skate park, but then it kept on getting vandalized, so they tore it out. But Takema's skate park consisted of about 4 or 5 obstacles, and it was probably about a fourth of what our skate park is. So, it honestly is comparable, at least for the time when it was built, compared to skate parks that are going up now. It would probably be considered small or kind of outdated, but for the time frame 10 years ago, it was a pretty big deal.
I don't see any vandalism or anything on those. It looks really nice out there.
No, I think, besides the skateboarding stereotypes, I think there's stereotypes of kind of the people who live south of the tracks in that area, and really most of the people who run into are great people.
Sure.
Of course you'll run into a couple people you don't want to anywhere you are.
Well, that's everywhere. My brother, he used to live on, it was 132nd and Harrison when that used to be, a new area, new housing district, and he actually rented a house there with a bunch of buddies, and it was a really nice house. It was a great area, and he had lived in a rougher part of Omaha before then, and the only place where he got his tires slashed, he had his boat broke into. Someone stole all my tackle, my fishing poles, when I was about 12 years old, and that made me sad. And that was a brand new part of West Omaha where it might be looked at as like a newer area, but that's where he had all the vandalism issues. So a lot of times it's just kind of a preconceived notion about a certain area where we've never had any issues down there. And honestly, when we're there, if someone's picking on a little kid or something, obviously we would stick up for him, because Joe being a teacher, me, I honestly care about kids a lot, and I have plenty of nephews and nieces that I would definitely be frustrated about if anybody was starting anything. So we try to lead by example for the most part.
I was going to ask you a question. It just left my head. So tell me about your clientele. Over break, you were saying that you have a good opportunity to mentor. Is that the right word?
To a certain extent.
Yeah, to a certain extent. And it's not just us. I mean, skateboarding's at a wonderful point now where it's got such a broad audience. There's not one group of kids who does it. I mean, there's, lower income, higher income, black, white, Hispanic, it's reaching everywhere. So just bringing kids into this, where they might be on a wrong path, and people look at like skateboarding as part of that a lot of time, like, oh, they're skateboarding now too, whereas there's so much good in skateboarding that if they, our job's to help, kids who maybe are starting to go down the wrong path, find the good in skateboarding instead of, the negative, what they saw in like some terrible rap music video or something, like, like what's good about skateboarding, pull them in that direction, the diversity, the creativity, the, being an individual. And that's kind of where we come in.
Yeah, and we have certain people that represent the shop for us too. We have a video that's coming out. We're going to have a video premiere next Saturday at 7:30 p.m. at the skate shop. And it includes a lot of talent just from Fremont. It's all skateboarders that were from Fremont or from Fremont originally at some point. And honestly, half the people that are in the video have college degrees. We're all trying to better our lives, and it's not like we're the stereotype dropout or however you would want to put it. The majority of us are in college or have graduated from college. We have Joe and I owned houses before we opened the skate shop. I mean, we pretty much have our personal goals figured out. It's just our going to the skate park or riding down the street with our skate park is the equivalent of a 50-year-old man going to the YMCA to play a pickup game of basketball. Like this is our thing. We just love the being outside. We just love staying fit through skateboarding. It's just our activity of choice. It's no different than the people at the YMCA or the people that you see at the high school playing pickup games of flag football. I mean, this is just our thing. We like skateboarding.
And Joe, I can tell you, I see you a lot playing your pickup game of skateboarding.
I do that quite often, yes.
Quite honestly, with Fremont, I love this town, but we've closed down the skating rink. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot, like we don't have a rec room, a rec place. What do they used to call those in the 80s? Where we
like pool halls or whatever.
Yeah, we don't have things like that. And so maybe this is a really good thing to get out and say, hey, go join. I mean, you guys aren't necessarily a club, but you are definitely a social group.
Absolutely.
Go join and learn how to skateboard and get involved with the people and have mentors and people that you can look up to. Yeah,
or if nothing else, just stop at the skate shop and just hang out. Just come say hi. I mean, you don't, even if you have no interest in starting skateboarding, I mean, we try to use everything that we've accomplished in our lives as kind of a motivation to maybe try to give some direction to some of the youth that are out there as well.
We had to take a quick break. When we return, I'd love to talk about that DVD a little bit more. Get some stories that you have. I know you have some because you were telling them. And then give your list of names that you would like that were in the DVD and helping you and things like that. That would be good. We'll be right back. Welcome back to 1340 KHUB, the legendary KHUB. You're live with Rachel Roberts and Motive Skate Shop and Apparel owners, Matt Rief and Joe Hamilton. All right, so what's in your future?
The biggest thing is April 6th, Saturday, 7:30. We're premiering a DVD and a Blu-ray we made called High Five. It's a skateboarding video. For those of you who aren't familiar, each skateboarder takes clips of usually about 40 to 50 of their favorite tricks they've done on film, set to a soundtrack, and it's probably about 40-minute video.
Yeah, that's about right.
And with Matt's skills and his background with technology,
computer skills,
and our buddy Eric Eckert has the same set of technology editing skills. They were able to put together a great video, and I just want to real quick share all the skateboarders in the area that really helped out. Matt and myself have a part. We also have Corey Blanchard, who worked harder than I think anyone for the video. Chad Davis, Dan Moran, Cody Kimmel, Eric Eckert, Richard Hawsey, Tyler Hall, Ben Nevius, Jake Walker, Todd Ellison, Chris O'Flaherty, and Damon Rogers, who really just went above and beyond for worked really hard and did a lot.
Yeah, and our friend Ben, who has a part in it too, he graduated from college last year, and he just got a new preaching position out at a church that's out in Colorado. So he's very excited. It's the first church that he's been able to kind of become their preacher for him. So he's pretty excited about that.
Wow, you just blew some stereotypes, man. Good job. Good
He's
job.
a great guy. He's honestly his whole family. We've known them for about 10 or 12 years. They moved to Fremont from Canada, and their whole family is just amazing. They're a great family for sure. And they're all very good at skateboarding. It's amazing. I don't know if it's something in the Canada water or what, but every single one of those kids, they just pick up a board. It's like, wow, you're naturally really good at skateboarding.
Wonder if it was snowboarding to begin with.
Could be.
Awfully cold up.
Yeah, they do snowboard a lot too.
They got Shaun White.
They can have Shaun White.
Yeah, we'll give him away.
Wow.
We'll give them Shaun White for Rick McCrank.
But he
Yeah.
has his own gum. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway,
We keep Tony Hawk, though. We still want him.
Yeah.
he's still a good guy.
Yeah, Tony Hawk's
great guy.
He's amazing. Yeah, he's very talented. He's still really good at skateboarding, and he's just done so much for skateboarding. It's incredible.
I like that he's not a star, so to speak, or an athlete who's been in the news for drugging and, steroids and things like that. He is honestly probably someone you can look up to.
Oddly
yeah.
enough, those guys that, the Tony Hawk, Steve Caballero, Lance Mountain, the guys who kind of made skateboarding what it is, they were all on a team together. Rodney Mullen called the Bones Brigade team, and they were often called like the Boy Scouts of skateboarding. So it's kind of funny that skateboarding gets this negative stereotype when, the guys who really pushed it were like, they might have played like punk rock music or had silly haircuts, but other than that, they, didn't really do anything bad.
What's wrong with punk rock music?
Oh, I love punk rock music.
Well, I figured that, Joe.
Yeah.
So what's the music like on the DVD?
There's a range from starts out with rock and roll, Creedence, and then from there we have everything from hip hop to rock and roll to some punk rock in there. We honestly love a variety of music, so there's quite a variation there. There's going to be at least one song that you've heard before, at least.
Okay. So
Everything
now-
from Johnny Cash to Dinosaur Jr.
Yep.
Really?
to Tom Petty to
Nice.
some hip hop.
Fortunate Son?
Oh, you have to
Fortunate
wait.
Son by
You have to wait and
Creedence?
see.
You have to, yeah.
That's my favorite Creedence
Can't give
song.
away too many of the secrets.
Okay, well, that's premiering April 6th at Motive.
At Motive.
Yeah,
And, we
at
have to give a
7:30.
big thanks to Audio Video. They are setting up everything, helping us out for the premiere with the equipment we need to show it. So
Yeah, so far our sponsors for the event that are giving us product to give away are DC Shoes, Knoll Skateboards, Popular Skateboards, Punk's Tattoo and Body Piercing, and KO Skateboards, which is DGK and Organica.
Expedition and Gold Wheels.
Yeah. And so we have tons of product to give away. We have skateboards, actual skateboards that range anywhere from about $42 to $53. We're giving away skateboards. I think we have 5 at this point. 5 skateboards to give away, I believe. We have a lot of T-shirts. We have stickers. We have gift certificates. All sorts of good stuff.
And Popular Skateboards was the other sponsor we forgot to add.
Oh yeah,
Sorry, Corey.
Popular Skateboards. I did say Popular, but we'll just throw out that Popular Skateboards, which is a Fremont skateboard company was started by Corey Blanchard, who's one of the skateboarders that's in the video. That he honestly works really hard. He has great work ethic, and we're pretty excited that a year ago he decided to start his own skateboard company. And that's another thing that's really nice about owning a skate shop is all of our friends that have brands were, we started the skateboard shop. Corey had the drive to start a skateboard company. We were able to sell his product so we can support our direct friends brand. We have friends out in Colorado. Our friend Glenn, he owns Knoll Skateboards, so we sell his product as well. And then we have our friend Pat Hickey, who used to have a skate shop in Fremont. He has seasonal skateboards, so he lives out in Boston now, so we can support his product too, and it works out great. It's just kind of a network of friends that we've made through skateboarding over the last 10 or 15 years.
And somewhat local, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
never thought of that for a skateboard shop.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we really appreciate all the local skateboard shops. We're friends with Precision and Lincoln, All Out, Bikes, Boards and Blades in Omaha. All those guys are it's not like competitiveness. It's all we got our areas. They're all wonderful people, and Mike Smith in Lincoln, he owns a nonprofit organization called Bay 198. He helps homeless. He helps everything.
Pretty much anybody in need. There was a young teenage girl I saw that he posted last night that unfortunately she's pregnant and she doesn't have any money for clothes for a baby that she's about to have and all that. So now he's having basically like a fundraiser to help her out with the expenses for having a baby and everything. So he just does everything from helping out homeless people to pretty much anybody in need. And the foundation that he has is called Skate for Change, which is cool because it's associated with skateboarding. And it's just a foundation basically just for anybody that's trying to make a difference in their community, whether it's helping homeless people or just volunteering. It's just kind of a way to connect skateboarding with actually giving back to your community.
You guys have something starting Saturday, tomorrow morning.
Absolutely. Every Saturday at the skate park, I'm going to be giving skateboard lessons from about 10 to 11-ish. Not exactly. They start at 10 and at 11, but around that range. They're free of charge. And all ages are welcome. The park's over on M Street, South M. I don't know the exact address of it. As long as you bring a skateboard, that's fine. And then if you want your kids to wear pads, whatever they show up with, I'll enforce that they have to wear it. It's kind of parents' decision, nothing super formal. You don't have to show up every week, just whenever you can make it.
Do you encourage them to wear jeans and things like that? What do you encourage them to wear to skateboard?
I honestly always wear jeans when I skate. I haven't worn shorts outside in many, many years because I used to try to wear shorts and I swear my shins are just a magnet for the skateboard hitting it. So I honestly, personally, always wear jeans. Joe, he's kind of a shorts guy. It's pretty much whatever's comfortable. I mean, a lot of people skateboard in gym shorts, which is pretty thin material, but it's just whatever's comfortable.
For the guys starting out, though, do you prefer or do you have suggestions?
No, just whatever they're comfortable with,
So I might send my kid, but he's gonna have full pads.
That's fair. Just don't give him a football helmet. That might be a little over the top. But
I was gonna give him a football helmet. They make really soft helmets that just kind of go over their head. And
yeah, it's definitely good for the kids starting out having helmets too. Just because if you don't quite have your balance figured out or anything, the last thing you want to do is get a head injury. So for younger kids figuring it out, it's definitely a good thing. A lot of times there's the indoor skate park, Bay 198 in Lincoln. If you're under 18, you have to wear a helmet. So that's just to protect the kids, to protect themselves from liability. If you're over 18, I mean, that's honestly usually your decision. Funny story about Bay 198 is, well, I guess it's the Bay now, but Bay 198 used to be in the mall in Lincoln, and they had a skateboard contest for all the shops in Nebraska just to film a video and then have a contest who put together the best video. And we ended up driving there in the middle of a snowstorm, driving about 20 miles an hour. It took us about 2 to 3 hours to get there, but it was all just in dedication to skate this park and film a video just so we could have something for the contest. So that just kind of explains exactly how dedicated we are to skateboarding. Because
the best part about that too is we talked to Mike and he wanted us to go first, hoping to beat the weather, and the only snowstorm last year was the weekend we got picked to go.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, it was wonderful having you guys on. Thank you, Joe Hamilton.
Thank you.
And Matt Rief.
Thank you.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
I really look forward to seeing more stuff coming out of Motive. It's a buzz. I mean, there are kids really talking about your shop and how great you guys are. So thank you for bringing it.
We appreciate it, and we will
Thank you.
see you next Saturday at 7:30 at the skate shop for the video premiere. On
And
the
hopefully
6th.
tomorrow at lessons.
Have a good day, guys.